What's up, guys? Today we're going to be chatting about the best of the best new drugstore and affordable makeup, and I am so excited to do this video because, as you all know, I love drugstore makeup, and also there are just so many good products coming out lately. The drugstore is honestly just killing it these days, so we're going to get into that. I'm also going to give an update at the very end of this video on the new Colourpop Chrome liquid eyeshadows because I got tons of requests to give my opinion on those, and to be honest with you, it's not really positive news, unfortunately, so I didn't want to mix it in with all of these products I'm really excited about. So stay tuned to the end and I'll talk about those as well. So let's go ahead and jump right in and get started. Okay, so first up, we have some brand new palettes from Moira, which you guys know how I feel about Moira. They're one of my absolute favorite brands these days. And these are just honestly the cutest. They have such a perfect summer theme. So let me show you guys the PR package that it came in because it was adorable. So these are $18.50 each, plus I do have a coupon code to save 15%. It's Gen 15. And the PR box they sent is so cute. It has a carnival theme and it has the two palettes like in a drawer that slides out. And the artwork on both the palettes and the box is just incredible. They did such a good job with this. The first palette is Fun in the Air and it has blue tent stripes in the background. And it kind of has an overlay of a ticket shape on top, which has like a raised gold edges and a carousel and a castle. So adorable. And then when you open the outer box, there's a map of Moira Land inside, and the palette itself, which has the same artwork that's on the box, and it has the magnetic flap closure where it opens up. Then inside they actually give you a little row of tickets, which is such a fun detail, and it's really just getting me in the mood for going to carnivals and boardwalks and all of that stuff. So this palette is probably my least favorite of the two. It's still very pretty, it's just very colorful, and it has a few really bright pops, and then also some more subtle pastel colors mixed in. There honestly aren't many neutrals in this one, so I think this one is probably best for somebody who doesn't like shy away from using color. Personally, I don't see myself using this one a lot, but I think it's definitely a pretty spring and summer color story, and I know I'll definitely get at least some use out of it. The second palette, Magic Dreaming, is definitely my favorite. This one has purple and yellow circus stripes with a Ferris wheel and the pirate ship ride on the cover, and then inside they have, again, the map of Moira Land, and the palette itself is pretty much identical to the other one except for the colors and the artwork. So inside they also give you the 3 tickets, and then the colors in this one, oh my gosh, so beautiful. It still has some color, but these are less bright and they're more on the earthy tone side. It has gorgeous greens and browns. It has gold, silvery lavender, a couple pops of blue. And then the formula on this one, I felt like it really, really impressed me. I mean, the other one was good, but this formula is even better. Some of these shimmer shades were almost like liquid metal. They just felt so creamy and they swatched beautifully. In particular, this shade All Mine right here is the one that I'm wearing on my lid today. And it is just super insane. It's like liquid metal. It's beautiful. And actually, just quickly, I'll show you how I got the look that I'm wearing today. So I actually started out with the shade Best Ever, which is kind of like a peachy brown matte shade. It's more on the lighter side. It's just honestly the perfect crease color. And like all of Moira's shadows, this showed up really well. It blended like a dream. I feel like their shadows are the perfect mix between blendable and also like they're not too blendable that they're super powdery. They actually grip to your eyelids. So they're really just a perfect balance. They're so easy to work with. And then I picked up the shade Yay, which is a really kind of chocolatey brown shade. Again, it's matte. It's a slightly warmer brown. I felt like it would pair really well with the peachy crease color. And this one also so pigmented. I applied it with a small little brush. It's the BK Beauty 209 brush. And I just packed that onto the outer corner of my eye, and then I just blended it with the BK Beauty 202 brush. And I thought this just blended so nicely. It didn't get patchy. And yeah, it just performed really well. Then I picked up the shade Carnival, which is a deep emerald green shimmer. And I wanted to kind of put this one also in the outer corner of my eye. I topped that brown shade with this one a little bit, just to add a little bit of green to my look because I'm wearing like a sagey green colored top today. And I just love how pigmented this was. I just dabbed it on with my finger and it really made a huge impact. Then I picked up the shade All Mine, which is probably my favorite shade in this palette. It's like a silvery gray, but it also has a green undertone to it. So it's just beautiful. It's more of a unique color for my collection. And like I said, the formula on this shade in particular is just amazing. A little bit goes a very long way. You don't need much of this. It almost feels like a cream shadow, except it is a powder. It just goes on so vibrantly. And then once I got that one down, I picked up the shade Sensational, which is kind of like a gold with a green undertone. And I just took a small brush and dabbed this in the inner corner of my eye and just kind of blended it back toward the shade that I just put down on my lid, just to kind of brighten up the eye area because I felt like my look was starting to get a little bit darker. So I just wanted to kind of lighten things up. And that's the entire look. I'm always super happy with Moira's formula. The quality is just insane. And these are a really good value. Like I said, they're $18.50 plus 15% off with my code. So if you're interested, definitely check these out. I think they're honestly the perfect summer palettes, both as far as the colors go and the theme and everything. So cute. Next up, Maybelline released 5 new shades of their lifter glosses for summer. This is called the Candy Drop Collection. And I did show lip swatches of these on my YouTube shorts and also on TikTok and Instagram. So a lot of you guys have probably seen those already, but I did film them outside and the lighting is a little bit different in here versus like in the sunlight. So I thought I would show them again in this lighting. And by the way, I wanted to mention quickly because sometimes I get questions about my lighting. I'm actually sitting in front of huge windows. So my lighting in here is a mix of both natural light and studio lighting. I have studio lights hitting behind me to brighten up that area. And I do have 2 studio lights on either side of me, here and here. The main light that's coming in is actually from the window. And I did that because I wanted to try to keep it as natural as possible, but I have the studio lights because daylight is very unpredictable. And if the sun goes behind a cloud, it's like the light is constantly changing and shifting. And when I used to film in natural light, that was always kind of annoying to me. So I got the studio lights just to kind of fill in and make it a little bit more steady when the weather is changing. But I also wanted to sit in front of this big wall of windows just to get the light to be more natural than just studio lighting, if that makes sense. So anyway, let's check out the new colors of the Maybelline lifter glosses. So I actually got these at Walmart online. It's the only place that I've seen them at the moment. They weren't available in my local store, but they may be at this point. And honestly, these are just the perfect colors for summer. First of all, I love this formula. It's one of my favorite glosses because they're just so hydrating and they give your lips like the plumped up look without the tingle or the burn. So it just has this cushiony texture that kind of fills in your lip lines and really floods them with moisture. And I don't find them to be sticky, but they are a little bit on the thicker side. So again, they have that cushiony feel like when you press your lips together. So they're just honestly a beautiful formula. So let's go ahead and get into the lip swatches really quick. So Gummy Bear is a pale baby pink shade, and I love that this one is a little bit more on the cool tone side. So many lip products these days are warmer toned, so I really love the coolness of this one. Next we have Peach Ring, and this one is a light peachy shade with a little bit of pink in it. It's almost like a pale coral, and it's the perfect fun summer color. It's actually the one that I'm wearing in the video today. And then Sweetheart is a bright orange, which actually looks a little bit more coral on me because it's more sheer and the pink of my lips shows through and kind of mixes with the orange. So it makes it more of a coral shade. Then we have Bubblegum, which is a bright hot pink, but again, because it's a little bit sheer, it's just more wearable than a hot pink lipstick. And I just love that, again, it's cool toned. I don't have any other lip glosses in this color, so I'm just really loving it. Finally, Taffy is a deeper magenta pink. It has a lot of purple in it. And this one, again, is a more unique color that I don't personally have in my collection. I just love that it adds like a little bit more color than the lighter shades. So it's really great for getting more dressed up. It's a little bit more of a sophisticated color. So overall, I feel like between these and the new NYX lip oils, I'm pretty much all set for summer. These are really all I'm gonna be wearing. And like I said before, I am wearing a Peach Ring in the video today. So I just think these are so great. Okay, moving on, the next product I am so excited about. I found these new Catrice blushes on Amazon. So for those of you who don't know, Catrice is no longer sold at Ulta in the United States, but they do have them on Amazon, which I feel like is kind of the next best thing. And these were on 1-day shipping for me, so they came really quickly, obviously free with Prime. And they're only $6 and they come in 2 different finishes. So we have the Air Blush Glow, and then there's 2 shades of the Air Blush Matte. So first of all, I think the packaging on these is really impressive. Like, they're super high quality and I wasn't expecting that. It is plastic, but it's so heavy. It's definitely not one of those cheapo kind of feeling compacts. Inside, the powders have this really pretty design that almost reminds me of like a ribbon type of design, and the formula is so velvety and soft. These are actually the matte ones that you're looking at, and they're just incredibly pigmented. They have a really beautiful weightless feel on the skin. I guess that's why they're calling them air blushes, but they really do. And then the glowy ones come in the same packaging, and they have the same design, except it combines 2 blush shades and then a highlighter. So when you swirl them all together, it gives you like a little bit of glow. And with these, I feel like you can really customize the color that you get. You can either dip the brush into just the side with the blush, or you can pick up more highlighter from the other side, or you can just kind of get an even mix of both. And what I really love about them is that they're not sparkly or glittery. They have a very subtle glow that adds just a tiny hint of radiance. So I want to try these on really quickly for you guys. I tried on every shade just so we could see what they look like on the cheeks. So first we'll do the matte ones. And like I said before, these are just super pigmented, so you really don't need that much. They just blend on the skin so easily, and they have this really silky, kind of finely milled texture, and they don't look powdery. That's what I really love about them, especially having dry skin. I never want my blush to have that dry, powdery look. These actually seem to just kind of melt right in, and they give a very natural appearance. So I love them. If you've tried the blushes from Joa, I feel like these are very similar, and they're also very similar to a lot of other K-beauty blushes that I've tried. And then the glowy ones I find are just as pigmented and just as soft. And what I really love about these is that they don't enhance any texture on my cheeks because of the subtleness of them. There's no glitter, there's no heavy shimmer. So it really gives that very soft glow. And I think these would be perfect if you don't want anything like too intense. These have an almost 5-star rating on Amazon. So it seems like people are just really loving them. Not to mention they're so inexpensive. So these are definitely a winner. I haven't really been super wowed by Catrice's blushes up until now, but these I am very, very excited about, in case you couldn't tell. Also from Catrice, I got a new mini palette. This is called the Electric Rose, and they have a couple different versions on the Amazon website. They have an all matte one. They had one that was like nude shades, and then I think there was another one that had warm tones. So this is only $6, and when I got it home, I actually thought it was so much prettier in person than on the website. So this is an 8-shade palette that comes in a really sleek and small compact. It's really good, I think, for travel. There are 3 shimmers and 5 mattes in this one, and they're all rosy tone shades, which I happen to really love. The shimmer shades have a super smooth texture and a really nice metallic finish without being super glittery. And then the matte shades are incredibly smooth and silky. They have a very blendable feel, very nice pigmentation, and I just love this color story so much, especially for summer. These warm rosy tones kind of have that toasty, sun-kissed vibe. I just love it. And I actually did create a look with this palette the other day, so I want to show you how that one came out. First up, I applied this ivory matte shade all over my lid, and I just wanted to create a base for the other shades. I did use the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly first, and then I just wanted to put this down to help the other shadows blend on top of that. And then I picked up this rosy matte shade. I love this color. I applied it right to my crease, and by the way, I'm using the BK Beauty 201 brush to just blend these shades out. I'm taking this one into my crease and then up towards the brow bone, and I felt like this was so nicely pigmented. It had good grip to my skin, and it blended out beautifully. Next, I'm picking up this deep brown matte on a small brush and just packing this on the outer corner of my eye. I think it starts out really pigmented, but as I blended it, I felt like it faded quite a bit, and it did get slightly patchy, so I had to kind of keep adding a little bit more and build this one up to get to the depth that I wanted. And I felt like this was really the only shade in the palette that had any issues, but it wasn't really that big of a deal because for the most part, my shimmer shades covered it anyway. Next, for shimmers, I picked up the rosy shimmer shade in the palette. That's the one that's in the big pan. And I picked this up and applied it with my finger, and I felt like this goes on very pigmented and super smooth. It had no fallout whatsoever, which I was really, really happy about. And I just love the metallic look on my lid. And then finally, I picked up this bronzy shade that has almost like a little bit of a grayish tone to it. And I put this one right in the center of my lid just to add a little bit of dimension. And overall, I just really loved how this look came out. I felt like this palette is so easy to work with. I think it's definitely worth the $6 price tag in my opinion. I would love to check out the other options that they have on Amazon. I did see some negative reviews which were sort of dragging down the overall review of this palette on there, and all of the 1-star reviews that I saw that were dragging the rating down weren't even about the palette. It was about shipping, that Amazon had just put it in like an envelope and that the palette came shattered. So just keep that in mind. People are loving the formula, hating the way that Amazon ships it. So if you're worried about it, you might just want to order it directly from Catrice's website because they do a much better packing job than Amazon. Although I happen to just, I guess, get lucky with mine because it was fine. All right, so next up I have a couple of new products from Hard Candy. The first one is called the Selfie Cheek Tint. This is $7.94, and it actually is a dupe for the Youthforia cheek tint, which I want to say is like almost 40 bucks. It's like $36. And that product went completely viral on TikTok. It was selling out everywhere. And it's basically the same thing as this. It's an oil blush that reacts to the pH levels of your skin. So let's take a closer look at this really quick. It comes in a clear tube and the product itself is clear as well. It has a really large doe foot applicator, kind of similar to like the Dior lip oil or the Maybelline lifter glosses. And as I mentioned, it claims to adapt to your skin's pH levels to give a really natural flush of color. It has jojoba oil and vitamin E, and the texture is very much like a face oil or even a lip oil. So it's gonna leave a dewy feel on your skin that doesn't sink in for quite a while. So I get that this might not be everybody's cup of tea. For me personally, I don't love that sticky feeling on my skin. I like my cream and liquid blushes to dry down completely, but I just wanted to mention it in today's video because I know how popular Youthforia is with people, and if you can't afford or don't want to spend the $36 on a liquid blush, this is basically the same exact thing for $8. And I also wanted to mention that this could potentially cause your foundation to lift up underneath because it's an oil. I didn't notice it doing it to me. I was actually wearing the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation on the day that I was trying this, but it might be the kind of product that you just kind of wear with minimal makeup because of the oily texture. I mean, I do love the flush that it gave my skin. I felt like it looked really, really natural. And also it feels very hydrating on my dry skin. So I do think it's a cool product for sure. I know like not everybody's gonna love something like this, but for $8, it's inexpensive enough that if you had your eye on the Youthforia one or wondered what all the hype was about, if you don't wanna spend like 40 bucks on a blush, try this one first, see if you actually like it. And if you do, I know that the Youthforia one comes in multiple different colors, so then you could always grab that one if you really like this. But I did think this was a really interesting and more unique product. And then another thing that I got from Hard Candy are the Face Off Blush. So I know I did talk about these a couple weeks back. I did a whole video on Hard Candy's new products, and I talked about these liquid blushes from them, but I didn't have this specific color. This is Born Yesterday. I wanted this color so badly, but it was the only one that was sold out of all the other shades. So I tried the other ones and some of them were good. Some of them didn't really work out for me. If you'd like to check out that video, I'll go ahead and link it down below. But let me show you this one up close really quick. So it comes in a little tube and it has a wand style applicator. It's not a squeezy tube. So it has one of those triangle wands that you usually see with lip glosses. And this is the most perfect cool tone pink blush. It also has a little hint of shimmer in it. So I feel like it's very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Pinkgasm wand, except this is even more cool toned. Pinkgasm does have a lot of peach in it, so it's kind of like a peachy pink. This one is just straight up cool tone pink. It kind of reminds me of like a shimmery version of the Dior Rosy Glow blush. It's that kind of color. And on my cheeks, it just gave me the perfect amount of glow. It dries down all the way without feeling sticky. I think it's even a little bit less glowy than the Charlotte Tilbury, which I think some of you guys might like even better. The glow is definitely there. I just don't feel like it's a highlighter blush as much as it is just a little bit of a glowy blush. So if the Charlotte Tilbury ones are too intense for you, you might really enjoy this one a lot. So I think out of all the colors in the line, this is definitely the one to get. It's in a really super trendy color that's really hot right now. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then the last product from Hard Candy that I have is this new primer. This is called the Glow Serum Primer. This is $8.94 and it's supposed to be basically a skincare / primer hybrid. It has peptides, squalane, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin C. So it has all the skincare benefits. And it also has like this golden sheen to it, but it really shears out to almost nothing once it's blended into your skin, but it leaves quite a bit of luminosity behind, which is really beautiful. So it's kind of similar to like the e.l.f. Halo Glow or the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. But this one has a really lightweight, almost oily texture that feels feels really good on my dry skin, but I'm thinking that those of you with more oily skin might find this to be a little bit too greasy. When I put this on under makeup, it gives me the same effect as when I apply a few drops of face oil to help my foundation look smoother and not cling to dry patches. Except this one also has the glowiness to it as well, and it gives my skin this dewiness that's not normally there because it's usually very dry. So I do really like this primer. I think it feels to me different than the e.l.f. Halo Glow or the Charlotte Tilbury one because it has that more oily texture and it's a little bit thinner. It's not quite as thick as the other ones. The other ones feel more like a moisturizer, while this one feels more like an oil. I think it kind of just really depends on what your preferences are. If you have really dry skin, I think you might love this, but like I said before, if you're more oily, this might feel just like a little bit too greasy for you. But I love that it's basically like a skincare serum, and then it also gives you that glow under makeup. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1 sort of a product. Next up, I have some Bath & Body products from Walmart that are actually more like skincare treatments. So I'm really excited to share those with you. And then we'll get into the whole story of the Colourpop Chrome Liquid Eyeshadow. So first up is from the brand Skin Proud. They actually have a new line called Body Proud. And I bought these at Walmart just kind of browsing the website, and I came across them. I've really been enjoying the Skin Proud skincare products, which I have shared on my channel before. So the first thing that I got is this exfoliating body serum. So I really have never owned a product like this before. I've owned exfoliating body lotions like Amlactin, which I really enjoy, but I thought this was so cool that it actually comes in a serum and then you can apply your body lotion on top of it. So this is called the Smooth Talk Exfoliating Body Serum. It retails for $11.98 and it claims to have PHA and AHA. It actually has lactic acid for brighter, smoother, even looking skin. It also has caffeine in the formula to tighten up your skin and leave it feeling energized, and niacinamide to help restore moisture, leaving your skin super soft and supple. The bottle contains 4 ounces of product and it's like a little dropper style. And I have to say, a little drop goes a very long way. So you don't have to use a lot of this. It spreads out really well on your skin. And they also say that this is great for keratosis pilaris, which are those little bumps that you get on the backs of your arms or on your legs. And it says that it has mood boosting fragrance technology. So the scent on this one says that it's bright botanical and green tea. And to me, it smells like a lot of green tea products that I've tried in the past, especially I think it was Elizabeth Arden that used to have a green tea perfume that I really loved. And this smells almost exactly like that. It's a really fresh, really clean scent, but a little bit earthy at the same time. So I love this stuff and it is so gentle. I've had this for about 2 weeks now and I've been using it at night and it really does smooth out my skin with zero irritation. I've definitely noticed a reduction in the KP bumps and just that dead dry skin that I sometimes get like on my knees. Sometimes my knees look white because they're so dry. And this just helps to take those dead flakes away, which I really want as we're heading into summer and I'm going to be showing more of like my legs and arms. So I definitely want to get them in shape. And I feel like this is such a great product to do that. And I also feel like using a chemical exfoliant like this is just so much easier than using a body scrub. Just make sure that in the daytime, if you are using a product like this, to wear a sunscreen if you're going to be outside because the lactic acid can make your skin a little bit more sun sensitive. And kind of piggybacking on that, we have another product from Body Proud, and this is the Overnight Recovery Body Mask. So this is also kind of an interesting thing because it's a retinol treatment for your body. This is also $11.98 and it says that it's a multitasking body mask infused with retinol that works to improve your skin's appearance while you sleep. It has a bouncy gel texture that cocoons your body while the hyaluronic acid and niacinamide deeply moisturize and help to smooth the skin. It also says that it has a mood boosting fragrance with Midnight Garden and Musk to help you to relax. And this also does smell like something to me. I can't put my finger on what it is, but it is just like a really chill, really relaxing kind of scent. It's very mild and definitely more on the soothing side. And I love the texture of this. It does have that kind of wiggly, bouncy, almost like jello sort of a texture. And it feels light going on. It feels kind of like a gel, but as you rub it into your skin, you can really feel just how hydrating it is. It really deeply moisturizes. So I've been using this after I use the exfoliant, and I just think between the two, I wake up and my skin just looks so smooth and so healthy. I feel like the jury is still out as far as the retinol benefits go, because I haven't been using it long enough to see those types of results. But again, retinol can make your skin sun sensitive. So if you're gonna be using this at night, be sure to wear SPF the next day. And then the third product I got from Body Proud is the Serve the Glow Dry Body Oil. So this is actually a vitamin C treatment. It has vitamin C and sweet almond oil, and it says that it instantly moisturizes and boosts your glow. This is also $11.98, and the vitamin C that's in the formula is not ascorbic acid because that's very unstable. It's actually a more stable form of vitamin C called tetrahexyl decyl ascorbate, or THD ascorbate. And when it's applied to the skin, the enzymes in your skin actually convert it into ascorbic acid. And unlike pure vitamin C, which is ascorbic acid, THD is fat soluble, so it can go further into the skin, and it also works with vitamin E, which is also in this formula as well, to target your skin's underlying support system. So this has really incredible ingredients. THD ascorbate is in a lot of more high-end skin creams these days, and I really love the feel of this. I like that it's in a spray bottle versus a dropper like a lot of oils are, and I just spritz this on, and because it's more of a dry oil, it doesn't stay greasy. It sinks in like 2 seconds. I tend to use it after my shower when my skin is just slightly damp, and it just helps my skin to really hold on to that moisture. Plus vitamin C and vitamin E are antioxidants, so they'll protect your skin against free radicals during the day. And the scent of this one is probably my favorite out of the 3 products. It says that the fragrance is fizzy citrus and tonka, but it smells identical to, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but Victoria's Secret Pink has body products and perfumes, and they have one called Warm and Cozy, and this smells identical to that. So if you smelled that, if you like the scent of it, then I think you'll really enjoy this body oil as well. But overall, I just love that Walmart has these really super affordable body treatments that aren't just like your average everyday body lotions. They're actually more like a skincare that you would use on your face, but for your body. So I really think that's cool. And then I also got 2 things from the Hairitage brand as well. I've talked about their hair care products in the past. They're also at Walmart, and the parent company of Hairitage is actually Mesa, which also makes Flower Beauty and Believe Beauty as well. So anyway, their hair products are really great, but I ended up getting some of their new body products. The first one is the Now and Lather body wash, and I wasn't sure which fragrance to get when I was looking on the Walmart website, so I just picked the cedarwood and neroli. So this retails for $8.94, really affordable, and it comes in a 14-ounce bottle, so it's gonna last you quite a while. It says that it has oat kernel and gotu kola extract, and it helps to draw out impurities while leaving your skin feeling revitalized and soft. And the scent of this one is okay. It's not my favorite scent. It reminds me of like a soft soap, like, you know, those soft soap dispensers that you see like in like a restaurant. It's just very kind of like soapy and clean smelling, almost like a fresh cotton or clean linen type of a scent. So those aren't like my absolute favorite. I usually go for like more warm and sweet. And it's also a very universal scent. I feel like both men and women could use this one very easily. So I'm just gonna put it in my shower, and I'm sure my husband and my son will end up using it, or I'll put it in the guest bathroom, and when people come over, they can use it. It is a really nice body wash, but I think I would probably get it in a different scent next time. I like that it doesn't strip my skin. It's a very hydrating formula, so I love that about it. I'm just not crazy about the scent. But the scent that I really do love from Hairitage is this one. It's the cherry and amber. So that probably sounds like a weird combination, but it is incredible. So this is their whipped body cream. It comes in a 10 fluid ounce jar, and this is formulated with shea butter and coconut oil. And it says that it helps to soothe and moisturize your skin while leaving it feeling nourished. And I have to say, this is such a thick and rich cream. If you have really dry skin, this feels so good. It's almost too thick to scoop out of the jar. Like, I have to really work to pick this up, but I absolutely love this. This is one of the most deeply moisturizing body creams that I've tried, and it's only $9.94. Not to mention, the fragrance is so unique. And you know what it smells exactly like? I don't know if you guys remember back in the wintertime, I was talking about a fragrance that I got from the Kayali line, and it's called Burning Cherry. And this smells exactly like that. And the Burning Cherry fragrance is supposed to be a dupe for Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, which I haven't smelled. So basically it has like a little bit of that cherry note, but it's not like a cherry perfume that you would think of where it smells like candy or like a child's fragrance. There's just that little hint of cherry on the top, but then you have the amber and the really warm notes, and it almost is a little bit smoky. It's so good and it's so unique. And because I have the Burning Cherry perfume, I feel like this is just gonna be perfect layered underneath that one. So this is just a beautiful product, not only the formulation and just how thick and rich and hydrating it is, but the scent as well. And I think I'll probably pick up the body wash in this scent too, so that I can pair them together on days when I wear this. So this is another great line to check out. She does have several scents in the body cream and the body wash in case you want to check those out. And then when it comes to the Colourpop liquid chrome shadows, these I actually was so excited about because they're multi-chromes. I did a swatch video on YouTube Shorts the other day and I thought all the colors just looked beautiful. I thought they swatched really nicely. They have a little doe foot applicator, which makes them easy to apply. I decided to try a few on my eyes just to see what the application was like, and I ended up selecting the two lightest shades. So the first one I tried was Glaze, and this one is kind of like a white that shifts to green and yellow. I think it might even have a little bit of pink or purple in there. It's really beautiful, but as I was putting this one on, it just started to look patchy almost right away, and I just felt like it was really hard to get it to look smooth on my eyelid. It just didn't want to blend out, which surprised me because I felt like when it swatched on my arm, it went on much smoother. So I don't know if it's just maybe some texture on my eyelids, but I felt like it looked messy and it dried down really quickly. So when I tried to build it up, I felt like it just started to look even more patchy and uneven. And then I thought, well, maybe it's just this color. So I decided to try a different color and I put on Sweetser Avenue. And honestly, I was having the exact same issues with this one. And the second one really didn't take all that long to apply. And as I was putting that one on, and I just happened to look back at the first one when I was done with this, and it had creased already, which was crazy to me because it usually takes a bit longer for a liquid shadow to crease, at least a few hours, and this creased pretty much instantly. So honestly, I'm not super impressed with these. I really wanted to love them, but I'm really just not liking the formula from the application to the creasing, and I normally love most things that Colourpop comes out with, and I would always recommend them mostly to you guys, and I am on their PR list, so I get all of their weekly releases. I just don't feel comfortable not saying something because I do have a code with Colourpop and I would hate for you guys to spend your money on it and get it home and have it not work out. So obviously feel free to try them if you want to, but I'm just letting you know what my experience is, and I have very dry eyelids and liquid shadows don't normally crease on me. It usually takes a pretty bad formula to do that. So if it creases on me, it's probably gonna crease on most people. So anyway, guys, this was so much fun and I would love to hear your opinions down below. What do you think of all the products that I shared today? Are you planning on picking anything up? Have you tried some of them already? We'd love to hear your comments down below. Also, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button before you go, especially if you like drugstore and affordable makeup. And if you have some extra time and you'd like to hang out for a while longer, I'll go ahead and put some videos right up here that you could check out next. I want to thank you all for spending part of your day here with me as always. I really truly appreciate it so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.